Welcome back to A Nervous Trek. On this one, I'm going to tell you exactly what it costs for me to go to Orlando Informer. Zach, close your ears. Alright. So, if you watched our last video, you know that I just got back from my first solo trip to Orlando Informer. This event is all you can eat. It is basically like getting express passes because they close the park to general public, so there's no lines for any rides, really. Sounds like a steal of a deal, right? You're like, oh my gosh, I'm basically just gonna walk on every ride. I'm gonna drink butterbeer all night long, and I'm gonna eat all the free food. This trip's gonna cost me nothing. You're wrong. And since we talk about anxiety and a lot of just tips for traveling, if money doesn't give you anxiety, I mean, just adopt Zach and I. We come with 2 really cute dogs, and we would love to join your family. So I took the time to write down every single bank statement I had, credit card statement, and I checked my cash from this Informer event. I haven't tallied it up yet, so stay tuned. It's going to be a little bit like Rip Ride Rocket when you get off. I'm sure you're going to feel a little bit nauseous, and so will I. So here we go. First things first, Orlando Informer tickets. So the cost for my Orlando Informer tickets, again, 2 nights. You're in the park from 5 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Sounds like a steal of a deal. $398.94. We're going to keep a running tally in one of these here corners, so stay tuned. When you book your tickets for the Orlando Informer, you're also invited to book at hotels for 30% off. I was trying to be cheap, so I chose Dockside. My total for 3 nights at Dockside was $420.75. This might come from cruising, but you know one of my big anxious tips, flying the day before. I felt so bad while I was laying at Dockside at the pool scrolling through the Orlando Informer Facebook group, and everyone was like, my flight's delayed, I'm not gonna make it. And I was like, I feel bad, but why did you not fly in the day before? So yes, that 1 extra night was a little bit of an added cost. I will tell you already, I've booked the next Informer for Zach and I both to go, and it's kind of funny the difference between the year or the months of the year. The cost for us to stay at Aventura for 3 nights is almost identical to what I paid for Dockside, so keep that in mind when you're booking these events. Next, we're going to talk travel. So my flights, Raleigh to Orlando, straight flights. I did use 2 different airlines this time. So I flew Delta on the way down because I didn't want to use a budget airline and not get to the Informer. This is not right, but I also booked a Velo for the flight back because I was like, oh, if I get stuck in Orlando, how sad will I be? Shucks. My flight was perfectly on time for a Velo, so if you're hoping to get stranded in Orlando and maybe take a day trip to Disney, just book Southwest. You'll probably get stranded that way. All right, so we have the flights. That was $166.89. So right now we're at $398.84, $166.89, and $420.75 before I've gotten to Orlando. Get to MCO, you gotta lift it up, man. You gotta get a lift. You gotta get to your hotel somehow. So my Lyft ride was $38.69 to get to the hotel. Then as soon as I got there, there'll be another day where I tell you my Lyft story, but this poor woman could not find me at MCO to save her life. She was up on the 3rd floor. If you've been to MCO, you know 2nd floor is Uber, rideshare. 3rd floor is where you get dropped off for like departing flights, and 1st floor is tour buses, hotel buses, all that. I just kept asking her to cancel it so I could rebook an Uber, but she would not do it. Anywho, there's my story for that. Got to the hotel and I was like, I need a drink. I put my bathing suit on immediately. I checked in, put my bathing suit on, and went to the pool. So I got down there, I went to the Wavemakers pool bar, and they have this thing called the Bubba Tub. I think it's like 32 or 34 ounces. And I thought that you got like a discount on refills, but turns out I was wrong. So I bought that thing. My Bubba Tub was $31.60 with the tip. I went back and I realized that I could not, sadly, get a discount on that. So I wanted to try the Disco H2O, which is some like Skittle flavors drink. And then they informed me that it only came in a souvenir cup. And this is the souvenir cup that you get your $2 off refills on. So I walked away with this guy. So now I have a Bubba Tub refillable container, and I have this souvenir glass. Just keep all these souvenir glasses in mind, because my budget trick for flying was only bring a backpack, so I had no room to bring crap back with me. I refused to pay for bags on either one of these flights, and as you can see, I have a Bubba tub and I have the souvenir cup already. So then I decided to calm down after I had my 2 drinks, and I went to go get dinner. So it's a big food court there, and again, I keep watching all these vloggers thinking that I'm fucking the kid from Blank Check, you know? I don't know. Something happens when I have a White Claw, and I'm like, spend it, spend it, spend it, and here I am. So for dinner, I chose to get a bacon cheeseburger. I got a kids chicken tender meal to do a food review for you guys, like anyone cares about the kids chicken tenders. And I also got a side of mashed potatoes and gravy because I just needed a little comfort, I guess. Total for my dinner was, let's see here, $51.67. You guys know I did it. Refillable cups. So I had to get this so that I could just make sure that I was hydrated because I was drinking a lot. And you're going to see that's where most of the cost came from. But I did buy this cup. So that was included with the 3-day refill for the 51 blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we have this. Now we have these plus a Bubba tub. Help. All right. Then, after dinner, again, I was trying to vlog for you guys, so I went to the lobby bar that they had, and I got the bartender's favorite drink. She was awesome. The bartender at Surfside was Dockside was incredible. So, I went there, and I got their fancy little raspberry drink. It had Chambord in it. It was delicious. And then I got a Bud Light to go. She was awesome. She gave me the Bud Light for free, so I did tip her about the cost of what the Bud Light would have cost me. So that came out to $20.80. Then, so that's just my running total before I even got to the parks. Cool, right? Okay. Let's start with day 1 of me waking up. So day 1, I walked downstairs. Starbucks line made me want to vomit. So I ran to the little cafeteria thing and I got a Monster. $6.13. Well, turns out before I went to the parks, I needed more caffeine. So here we are, Starbucks Venti Americano, $6.06. Then I got to the park. I went just to like a regular popcorn stand. My bank card said that it was the lemon slush stand. I got a draft Bud Light, $11.18. Then I went to the Confisco's bar behind me, Backwater Bar, and I got the Adventurer's Mule with tip. That was $16.88. My next purchase was at the watering hole in Jurassic Park. If you're not sensing a theme, I was having fun drinking. So watering hole, I got the super fancy swirl cup. Again, I wanted to get one of their signature beverages, but it only came in a souvenir glass. And I asked the bartender, I was like, can I buy this and not get the souvenir glass? I literally have, at this point, 3 souvenir cups that I already have to shove in my backpack and get home somehow. And she was like, I mean, I can give you the drink, but you still have to pay for the souvenir cup. And I was like, give me this slush. The alcoholic slushie there, $19.75 plus tip. Then I finished my night up by going to the Chez Alcatraz bar, and I just got a beer because I knew how much I'd spent on alcohol at that point, and I was like, this is outrageous. $11.18. Cool. Day 2, woke up, got really smart. Starbucks, don't do it. Get your refillable cup and just go park it in the cafeteria and drink as many cups of that cafeteria coffee. If you're a coffee snob, fine. I think I am, but I'll tell you, when I was saving the money, just refilling this, I was like, all right, we're cool. I will drink the cafeteria coffee all day long. So that was my secret for that. Food court, I did grab a White Claw before I went, because I didn't want to wait in line for a beer again as soon as I got to the park. $13.60. Got to the park, I went to the popcorn stand in New York, right near the smoking section. So 2 beers there, $11.18 each. Went back to the watering hole to see my girl. Somehow, this time, my drink there only cost $15.75, and I genuinely don't remember what I got that would have made a difference. I'm guessing I just got some type of beer. Next, it's time for some merchandise. So I did go to the Jurassic Park tribute store. I had to get Zach some swag, some swagoo. So that was $74.55 I spent at the Jurassic Park store, and I will show you what I got him real quick. So this guy right here, I thought this was just super cool. This was $30 flat, not including tax. So we got that shirt. I got this, to which Zach informed me I was extremely ripped off. This was $22, I believe it said, and you can order it on the Funko website for like 14 bucks. So don't get tricked by the Jurassic Park store with your Funkos. And then we are avid pin collectors, so I had to get this little Ian Malcolm guy. And then I also got this 30th anniversary store pin. We had to have this. So yeah, $74.55 at the Jurassic Park store. And White Claw Ashley, blank check over here. I knew I had to go get my free food from Krusty Burger and shove that crap in my backpack. So I got a beer at Moe's Tavern, because you have to get a Duff Light, right? $15.78. And then I hightailed it to Borgin and Burke's because I needed something from Harry Potter World. So I got this cute little Always black family tree pin. So I love Sirius Black. So that was for him. Then to follow it up, that was it. The next morning I woke up, this trip is already over, and I had to get a lift back to the airport, so that was $33.65 to go back. And then while I waited for my flight, I definitely hit Cask and Larder. If you know MCO, you know you're probably gonna go sit at Cask and Larder. So that was $18.98 for a Bloody Mary, and I said close it out, and then I had a lot of extra time. I thought I had to board much earlier, and I didn't. So again, draft Bud Light for my flight. That was $10.65. So I'm gonna put the grand total here, and I'm gonna save the ending for this so that I can show Zach and see Zach's reaction on what I spent. Hey Zach, welcome home. How much do you think I spent at the Orlando Informer, or on the Orlando Informer?
$2,000.
Zach. Maybe I'll get some. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in for this one. I do apologize. We've been in the middle of a move. You might notice our background's a little bit new. We do have a cruise to Bermuda coming up. We just hit double digits, so it's down to 93 days. We'll be spending 3 days in Bermuda on the Carnival Magic. I'm still going to do a whole review on Dockside and get together some more tips and tricks, but I really wanted to show you guys. I feel like you go into Orlando Informer and you're like, this is such a steal of a deal. Free food, free drinks. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, daddy. I was wrong. But still, it's a great event, and I would just say to ease your anxiety, like pre-plan a budget. If you're not a drinker, this is fantastic. Most of my money, actually all of my money, was spent on alcohol and just souvenirs, like little small things. I did want to show you though how many other times I've been got by Universal. So we do have the Endless Summer Surfside mug. Then this is the other refillable container that you can get. So this is the beer one. You get $2 off draft beer refills if you buy this Pilsner glass. So yeah, in total. Also, I did have to leave the Bubba tub at the hotel. I told you I only brought a backpack, and there was no way that was gonna happen. So, yeah. And I did book Aventura for the next hotel, and I found out that the Dockside refillable mugs only work at Dockside. So I'm gonna have to buy Aventura refillable mugs when we go again. So, yeah, pray for my bank account. Pray Zach doesn't leave me. And again, if the money doesn't give you anxiety, we have 2 really cute dogs, and we are open for adoption. A nervous Trek